another. She's blind in one eye and she can shoot better than that.
Watch it. That's worthy now.
What's up, everybody? It is Princeton from Dagger Studios. Today's video is going to be about peqs and airsoft. Now, I want to know if you're running a peq. I'm personally running a peq on my Lancer Tactical Mayo Gang, and it's just, they're cool. They're cool to look at. They're cool to have. But unless you are doing a night game or you are playing in a field that has CQB where there is light deprivation, meaning multiple internal rooms, or the building can be sealed off or is sealed off in such a way that it's low light, they're just really for looks. So to get it right out of the way, are peqs prime? The answer is no. Peqs aren't prime, not in airsoft. They're cool to have, but they are not prime. So let's get into it. Running a peq is sexy and it's cool. It's definitely something that is prevalent on many, many, many guns out there when you go play. And that has been fueled by social media as well as the media industry in general. Whenever you watch a video of some SOG team or tier 1 operators or an entry team or basically anything that's modern and on the television now, you're going to see dudes with peqs, which makes sense for real operations. But in airsoft, nah, it's, it's cool. It's nice to have on your gun. But if you are not, again, playing at one of these fields that has extreme light deprivation, low light CQB scenarios, or you're playing at night, there's really no need for it. You can save your money and spend it elsewhere. But for milsim, it's cool to have on there. It adds a little bit of weight. It's not much. During the day, it can help you with that muscle memory and also with your training styles of moving from these airsoft guns back to real steel. If you are one of those people who also use real steel counterparts, especially if you're using a gun that is as equivalent or mirrored to the guns you run in real life. So there's a little bit of advantage there running a peq in training or airsoft scenarios and situations to help with your muscle memory, to help with your gun dynamics and engagement. But other than that, they're definitely not prime. They're really cool to have, and they get even better at night, especially if you're using a tracer unit. And we'll talk about tracer units in another video. I'm currently running a tracer unit, and you combine that with the peq, you start to get some really cool results, which is a lot of fun to shoot at night with that kind of combo. And if you're running NVGs at night in airsoft, yeah, definitely, obviously makes a difference. Now it's a two-way street. Your enemy is also going to have NVGs now. And this is also in real life. In real life, because of how much gear we've left all over the world, especially in Afghanistan, which has now been bought and sold and sent to the rest of the world, you have to assume that your adversaries have at a minimum NVGs now. They probably have thermal capabilities, whether it's thermal in their optics or thermal vision sets, but you have to assume now that the enemy is running NVGs as well. So the peq, the power of the peq diminishes severely when both parties have NVGs and we can both see that infrared laser. It's just a line right back to where those rounds are coming from, BBs are coming from. So, there's pros and cons to this, but I will tell you that very useful in low light and light depleting or nighttime situations. So you make your choice. I think I paid $80 or $100 for the PEQ 15 equivalent for airsoft. Slapped it on my gun. Cool, we'll run with it. I'm not going to take it off. We'll keep it on it, and we'll go from there. But I will tell you that if you're only going to run iron sights like I'm doing right now, you have to make some modifications and get a riser or put that PEQ on the left or right rail, whether you're running M-LOK or not. You got to figure that stuff out because the PEQ 15 is very skinny, and more than likely your front iron sight is going to be too wide for the laser light combo coming out of the front of that PEQ 15. I know they make other types of laser light combos, but PEQ 15 is obviously one of the preferred choices due to its low profile. You can get risers, you can change the angle left or right. Obviously, you have to dial all that in, and it's possible, but I will tell you that, I like keeping everything right on top, very streamlined, very flat, very easy to manipulate with your fingers or the buttons that you attach to this. Just my preference. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on PEQ. If you know any tips or tricks with these, if you have any recommendations for risers, how you are employing or engaging these laser light combos in CQB or in airsoft in general. I'd love to hear your feedback. I really am curious as to your thoughts on whether or not PEQs are prime for airsoft. So, well, hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Again, I'm Princeton with Dagger Studios, and PEQs are not prime.